Gaming is about escaping into another world. You don't control the character, you are the character.
Whether I'm hunting fearsome monsters or growing the best crops, gaming is how I like to relax.
I like gaming because I can go you know?
They help me escape into a world of pure imagination. Video games. What more could you ask for? Endless possibilities.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Off Hunting podcast. Today I am joined with
Diggs Gaming.
And KB Hunting.
and we are mixing it up today. We're not doing gaming news. We are doing our favorite horror games / Halloween themed games. So this
Yeah,
ought to
we're
be
back
fun.
to doing our specials. How does that sound? And it's been a while since we've done this. Meliodas,
Yeah.
I think the last one was when we were going over the Game Awards
Yeah.
2021.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
To start off, I want to start off with the Evil Dead, the game they took from Friday the 13th, also from Dead by Daylight, and they looked at the fans and what made those two games tick and where people keep jumping on for day by day, hour by hour, grind to level up their characters to get the wins. And it's more or less that we had Evil Dead games in the past. They were okay. They weren't that good. They were okay. But this one is more centered to the fans and what the fans really like about Evil Dead and how gory and just how zany it is, the mechanics, like you can get possessed like you can in the movies. And the whole mission aspect of the game is you have to go collect the map, you have to find the pieces to the Necronomicon and then the Kandarian dagger, which those two together stops the Evil Dead. So once you get all that together, then you go out and you fight the Dark Ones. And the Dark Ones, they oversee what comes out of the book and stuff. And then you banish the Dark Ones, then at the end you have to stop the Deadites from destroying the Necronomicon, so hell is not released on Earth. So it's one fun game. Bit repetitive at the moment though. But speaking of this, right now they are doing an update called Hail to the King, baby, which is putting out a new, I hope it's a new support lead because we don't have another leader yet. A new support hero lead, and also they're doing another mission DLC. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what they do in the future with it. KB, what about you? What's your favorite horror or Halloween themed thing to play right now?
So this is kind of like a huge step down from what you just said.
Mhm.
Willing to admit that. I really like playing Animal Crossing for like the little seasonal. Like I love redecorating like the entire island, getting all the pumpkin stuff, getting out the wheat fields and redesigning like my house and like all the villager yards in New Horizons. Now in New Leaf, they actually did something different for Halloween, and you could actually buy spooky masks at the shop, and you would basically go around to the other villagers' houses and you had to figure out what they were afraid of and scare them to get the best candy to give to Jack, the czar of Halloween. And I absolutely loved that one. So that's what I've been doing for a while now, just getting everything ready to redecorate. What about you, Diggs?
This is just disappointing because all of the like Halloween themed or horror type games that I have, I still haven't played. Like I haven't played Elden Ring, I haven't played Demon Souls, I haven't played Devil May Cry yet. But what I have played is Bloodborne. I absolutely love Bloodborne, even though I'm still stuck on the first level because I suck, but it's still fun to play. And I just really love the environment that you are in, and you really get the sense of not necessarily what's going on, but just how dark and just how dangerous it really is when you were fighting these I don't know what you would call them, I'm just going to say like villagers, and to realize that something is definitely wrong with them and something that you just do not know, or I don't know what's going on at the moment. And then these creatures that you see, like I want to say these troll-like creatures, and with werewolves or whatever they're called, it's definitely those elements I really do like. Even though I'm not big on like horror type or like dark type video games, I'm really into this just because of how well it's done.
Same.
Another game that I like is Medieval. The
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah, the
like that.
remake. And
need to get
it's
that.
more cartoony. It's not as scary, but you definitely see those gothic elements there. You definitely get that sense of there is something evil afoot, and you have to take care of it. Those zombies that you were taking care of, if you're not careful, they are going to get you. They got me multiple times. And on that freaking level with all the scarecrows, if you get hit by them just once, you're done.
Mhm.
Because those things just do not stop. So those two games definitely, I really do like. I just wish I would have played like Demon Souls or Elden Ring or even Devil May Cry, just so I had more to talk about. But those
Yeah.
are really the only two games. And maybe you can count Hades because
are
it
playing
does
in the
take place in
underworld.
the underworld. So
Let's say that.
yeah. But that's about it.
I definitely should pick up Resident Evil. I always say I'm going to pick up a Resident Evil
Seriously,
game,
yeah.
and I never do.
You know what's crazy? When 3D platformers were at their height, it seemed like every single one had like a horror themed level.
Mhm.
Didn't it seem like
Yeah, Crash has that crazy castle, doesn't he?
yeah, Spyro had like, I believe it was Dark Hollow.
Yeah.
There
need
was
to get
definitely
to
that.
Get back to that game.
Fly 2 with the Contesta, that was a literal spider that could hypnotize you.
Ugh.
And the creepy castle. It's it can get scary at times.
Not to mention Luigi's Haunted Mansion, which is none but a whole themed of Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, where
Which I have yet to beat yet.
literally Mario is in a portrait and Luigi has to save him, but Luigi's afraid of ghosts.
Right.
The game is adorable.
I know.
It
It
so
is a good game.
adorable.
I've never played it, but it is a really good game.
I have it. I haven't beat it. It's very fun.
I've played it with my brother in multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been a
they
while.
have the whole multi. What is it? 4-player co-op.
Mhm.
That's really fun. Then you also got games like Fortnite, who have like their Fortnite Mirrors event going on right now with Halloween skins. And I miss Fortnite when they had that Halloween season. They had that one Halloween season. It was season chapter 1, season 6. And that I don't care what no one says. That's the best season in Fortnite history ever. They had the Halloween skins. They had the Halloween themed story. That's when the Fortnite story was really good.
Overwatch had one too as well, I believe.
Yeah. It's Overwatch.
Yeah, with games like that, you're bound to have a Halloween theme. I think even
Yeah.
Destiny has done a Halloween
Destiny
theme.
does.
But
Yeah, they do. What is it? They do the solstice for Christmas, and I believe they do the Halloween one as well.
yeah.
which is very neat. And then
Yeah, which just makes a whole lot of sense for multiplayer games that have seasons. And when they're done
Mhm.
right, they really add something to a game. If they're done wrong, they just look like a gimmick. So
Right.
yeah, especially games as a service, you want to keep your
Yeah.
players invested with
Oh.
coming back and unlocking. Like I don't know if you guys heard about Warframe, but Warframe right now has a Halloween
Yeah.
event where you can buy Halloween themed like accessories for your Warframe to put on and weapon skins and all that. So
I've actually
Just-
thought about getting back into EverQuest 2 lately to play because they also have like it's not actually Halloween. I forget what it's called in universe, but any MMORPG usually has some holiday themed festivities going on.
I heard of that game, Eververse.
even World of Warcraft, I would guess, has a Halloween theme.
Oh,
even though-
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then you
That-
got some games like Diablo
I'd
that is
assume.
just like a gothic theme all on its own. But let me ask you guys something. When do you think we really started to get into these horror type games? When do you think they really started to take off in popularity? Do we think it started with Silent Hill or Resident Evil, or do we think it could have started earlier than that?
I definitely want to say people noticed it back what's that game called? Clock Tower, when the guy has the big scissors and he's chasing that girl
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
I want to say it started with that, but I want to say, and also what is
Yeah.
it? Alone in the Dark, Clock
I was
Tower,
thinking
but
Alone in the Dark too.
yeah, but it didn't really take off until, like you said, Resident Evil, then the Silent Hills, then you had the Resident Evil, Silent Hills. It took off with the took off from there. So what
What-
popularized it
Yeah,
mostly.
and what made those games so popular, and what made them so fun? Well, not necessarily fun to play, but what made people so eager to play them? What do you think it was?
It was the atmosphere, especially Silent Hill 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's a staple of the best. When people say this, arguably one of the best horror games ever created, Silent Hill 2, especially atmosphere and
not to mention Pyramid Head,
yeah, and when
one
you
of the
play through it,
creepiest characters I have ever seen.
people were
Oh, for
people
sure.
were still finding new Easter eggs and new ways to finish the game. And that game is years old, so the
Yeah.
atmosphere from that alone is very good from Silent
Definitely
Hill
the
2.
music as well. You need good music to make a good horror game, I think.
And then you look at Resident Evil 2, you have the A and B scenarios of Claire and Leon, to where they
Yeah.
go into tandem of each other, where you're playing as Leon and you run past the locker open. And you're like, why is this locker open? Then you go and play as Claire, and then Claire has the mandatory in her gameplay section. She has to open that locker. She has to take something out. So when you go as Leon, you're going after Claire, or Claire, you're going after Leon. It's stuff like that that make them two games really good.
Yeah, that's what set Resident Evil 2 apart from Resident Evil 1, because with Resident Evil 1, it didn't matter which character you were playing, you were essentially doing the same thing. And yeah,
Right.
certain elements had changed, but it's essentially the same gameplay or walkthrough.
Mhm.
But with Resident Evil 2, those stories, while they can be connected at times, they're pretty much doing their own thing. That's what made them that's what made those different. And then Resident Evil probably really hit its stride with Resident Evil 4, because that was probably when you could say it was at its best.
You could say 5 as well. No.
Yeah. Just don't tell hardcore fans about Resident Evil 5, and definitely do not mention Resident Evil 6.
Well, you're not a hardcore fan if you don't like 5. 5 is actually good. 6, no.
And
Five-
then
Yeah, 5 had its gripes. Boulder punching. That's the whole meme, that 5 is Leon punching a boulder. But 6 wasn't bad, but it strayed more into the path of what 4 set down, which was action. And then fans wanted more. So 6 is not a bad game. Let me say that 6 is not a bad game. It's
just a bad Resident Evil game.
Yeah, it's not a Resident Evil game. People didn't feel like it was. They wanted horror. They wanted. Okay, we liked 4. They went back to 5. 5 had that like kind of horror aspect with it.
Yeah.
But then they wanted more horror. Then they went to 6, and 6 was straight up Michael Bay-esque explosions, karate kicks, and everything. They didn't want that. So
yeah, the
I
thing
kinda
with
see.
4 was 4 found a good balance of action and what Resident Evil did at its best during the PlayStation 1 era. The
right.
puzzles and the survival horror aspect, it was still there, even though it was more action than other games in the series before it.
Then you came out with what was it, 7?
Yeah,
you had the first-
Biohazard, which that's just creepy as all heck.
Now I might go. I know I'm definitely gonna go play
Village.
Village, because you can go third person now.
Yeah, that's the one thing that you hated about that game.
Yeah,
But
I don't want to play a first person RE game. Sorry.
yeah, and we're starting to see now a renaissance with horror games, not just with Resident Evil and possibly Silent Hill coming back, but you have the Callisto Protocol, you have Dead Space coming back.
Yes, and the thing I love about that is the Callisto comes out December, and then
I think Dead Space comes out.
January. So
Yeah.
right after Callisto, and then it's no competition, because, and it's smart marketing, because you got fans who love Dead Space, and then you got people that from the first Dead Space studio making Callisto. Then you turn around, and then you have Dead Space after that. That's a win-win.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then when you talk about the Resident Evil 4 remake, I mean, that has the potential to make a game that's already considered one of the best games of all time even better, because you can go back and fix a few of the things that people did not like, specifically Ashley's character.
She's not bad.
KB,
She's-
you've been a little quiet. You got anything to add?
Not really. I just don't like. I haven't played any like really big horror games, so I don't have a lot to say. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's fine, KB. It's fine. Meliodas, what else did you want to talk about?
It's going off topic here, but you brought up the PlayStation. What was it? The DualSense? What if they do a Halloween themed swap plate?
Ooh, would be a little late for them to do that, but that'd be interesting.
I mean, it comes out in what? I'm not gonna say when it comes out, but that could be interesting. I know Back for Blood is doing a they did a Halloween update. I haven't played it. It's one of them games where I don't know what happened with Back for Blood.
You know, we're talking about these horror themed games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, but then you have games like Dead Rising. You also had Dead Island that really are far away from what those games are, but they still have those elements in them. And that's what's interesting with Dead Rising. What, you're like stuck in a mall with a whole bunch of zombies and you're trying to find different weapons to use them. It's not really scary, but you still have zombies in it.
Yeah,
So-
it's goofy. But I was
Yeah.
I could tell you the first one was kind of scary to me when I first played it. I was a young guy. The first one was scary because it was the Romero. I don't know if you ever watched the George Romero zombie movie, but it's the Romero-esque type feel of how the zombies look. They actually look so scary. Now in Dead Rising games, they're just like regular zombies, like goose zombies. But the detail in the zombies in Dead Rising 1 were so detailed and so nasty and so like horrifying. It's when I was young, I was so scared to play it, but now it's fun. It's a fun beat 'em up for zombies to poke fun at. And you got, like you said, Dead Island.
Yeah, which now is getting Dead Island too. That we just got the re-reveal for that. And again, it just goes back to us seeing a renaissance with horror themed games. And it really is an exciting time for those that like horror. I'm not one of them, but I can see why people do.
I'd like to like horror, but I get scared too easily. You know.
Oh, what's your favorite Halloween movie? Well, I gotta talk about games all. What's your favorite Halloween movie? Not scary.
Ooh, I gotta go Halloween Town.
Halloween Town.
I love Halloween Town. I really do. That is just a really good Halloween movie. And anybody that wants to judge me, I don't care.
Now mine says Hocus
It's a good
Pocus.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh, did
Hocus
you see the
Pocus.
sequel to Hocus Pocus yet?
it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, that's what my mom said. She loves Hocus Pocus.
That was pretty decent. The ending was so sad. I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending was sad.
Mhm.
That was a sad ending.
What about you, KB?
So I've gotten pushback for this being a Halloween movie previously from other friends. I think that Princess Mononoke from Studio Ghibli is a good Halloween movie. Is a good one to watch for Halloween.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
same way they call what is it? What is it? Oh my god, I can't think of the movie. Oh man. Die Hard, a Christmas movie.
Right.
Well, it was set on Christmas Day.
I
wasn't it?
know.
And then you always have The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, is that
which
a
I
Christmas
think
movie or was it a
counts as
Halloween
both.
movie?
It's both.
I
It's
think
both.
it counts as both. I
It's
think it has
both.
to.
It's both. They show it during both Halloween and Christmas time, so it's both.
It has to be. It has Christmas in the title,
Mhm.
and it's set in Halloween Town. Therefore, it's both.
Well, you got some people that are set on stone that it's either it's one or the other. It's Halloween or it's Christmas. I'm going both. I'm definitely going both. But it's set more to Halloween first. Then you got Edward Scissorhands. You can say that's
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You could definitely
I
say
haven't
that.
watched that in forever.
say that's Halloweenish.
You know, we just named 3 Halloween movies that
With Tim Burton.
Yeah.
not what I was gonna say, but we're naming Halloween type movies that are not like specific slashers or what you
Mhm.
would consider like true horror movies, but they are Halloween themed movies.
Mhm.
And a Halloween themed movie does not have to be, true horror or a true slasher
Mhm.
film.
It doesn't have to be like Saw or anything.
Or
He-
actual Halloween with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
I
what,
haven't even
I hate those
started watching
movies
that.
so much. I really do. I really do not like those movies.
Halloween?
Just any kind of slasher film.
Mm.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Nothing makes sense in those movies, and that's why I don't like them.
No Scream?
Huh?
No Scream?
No, but it does poke fun at
Let's say
classic tropes.
Scream is more like, well, the first Scream was more like parody type.
Yeah, but
True. Yeah.
I'm still never gonna like them. I still never will.
Do they have Halloween themed Pokemon?
That would be the ghost
I
types.
think you could argue that the ghost types.
Especially with Lavender Town in the first game.
Yes.
Because as soon as you enter it, you hear that creepy music, and then you go up to the tower and you're seeing actual ghosts, not just ghost Pokemon, actual ghosts. And then you got to fight that ghost Marowak.
Yeah.
That really, I'm betting scared a lot of young kids. I'm betting.
I think my favorite, well, I'll say two. My favorite two, like real Halloween themed ghost Pokemon, have got to be the Litwick line and the Gorgeist with Pumpkaboo. You can't go wrong.
I like Aegislash.
Yeah.
That's a good one because I think isn't it like it's a sword with an actual soul in it or something like that?
It drains the person's soul who wields it, I believe.
Oh, like Soul Calibur?
Have you seen the fan art of it with Link and how, depending on like the timeline, it's either Link with Honedge or the skeleton Link with Aegislash?
I haven't.
That's fun.
Actually, I have not.
You should look it up. It looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, really, you find horror themes in a lot of games that are not necessarily horror type games. And we just talked about Pokemon. We talked about it with 3D platformers. But
Majora's Mask too.
Yeah, Majora's Mask.
I don't think.
I mean,
anybody expected that from a Link game.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I don't know if I could get through that game. I'll be honest.
Isn't that the one when the moon's about to
Yes.
This creepy moon's about to crash into the planet?
I know. I still haven't played that one. I need to.
I haven't beat Breath of the Wild yet, so don't feel bad.
Meliodas.
I'll tell you guys another game that I've played that is not a horror game, but definitely has some like horror type moments in it. And that's the Pathless. Because especially when you're trying to free like the animal spirits, because some of them really just turn into these crazy monsters. And it can take a while to get used to trying to get through them. I mean, it can definitely mess some people up. I'll be honest. You ever get a chance to play it?
No, I'll check it out. Speaking of upcoming games, they have the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I was actually thinking about that earlier.
Yeah.
But that's more of a comedy
one.
horror than it is true horror. I mean, for anyone that's seen the movie,
it's stupid.
It's not a traditional horror movie.
It's stupid. It's funny, but stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I remember when I told my mom they are making a Killer Clowns from Outer Space video game. She goes, "Of course they are." But I have no idea how they're doing that.
And that goes back to what I was saying with the Evil Dead game, because you have Dead by Daylight, who has major properties in it. Then you have the Evil Dead. Then you have the Friday the 13th. So movie-based tie-in horror games are becoming really popular because not only are they making a Killer Clowns from Outer Space game, they're also working on a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game that has the same mechanics and play style like Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th for the Evil Dead. So
Weren't they also working on a Ghostbusters game too?
I believe that came out.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that came out or not, but wasn't that a little similar to those games as well?
Yeah.
That's another one, Ghostbusters. I mean, it has ghosts, but it's not really a true horror film. It's a comedy film, but it's very funny.
I love Ghostbusters.
I know. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Hey, babe, you seen it?
I haven't seen.
Oh my God, you're missing out. You are missing out.
I haven't seen a new one yet. Not the 2016 one, the Afterlife one. The one.
I haven't either. Let me ask you guys, why do you think horror type stuff is so popular and not just with horror themed games or movies or shows? Why do you think they're so popular?
I think people just liked being scared. Just like a little bit.
Yeah. It's the like the thrill of the moment,
Yeah. Get your
It's
heart
like-
beat up just like a
Mhm.
little bit.
Even if someone is scared of Jesus on him, yeah, you still take interest in it. And it's like just like Halloween in general. Like people like dressing up. They like being like their favorite characters. Even if it's not like a horror character, they like dressing up. And
Yeah.
Oh, I got a question. What was your best or favorite costume that you guys have dressed up as?
me, I can't I know one year when it's Godzilla when I was a kid. That was my favorite. That was years ago. I went as Godzilla.
KB, what was your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn?
Oh, that's hard. I've had some really good ones.
If you can't narrow it down to one, you can say multiple if you really can't narrow it down to one.
I'm gonna say I did Aizawa Shota from My Hero Academia,
Okay.
and that was really fun. And then I also had a deer spirit kind of motif that I played 1 year that I also really enjoyed doing.
You
Okay.
guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, mine is very generic, but it's a vampire costume that I wore. I loved dressing up as a vampire 1 year. I thought it was great. I know it's very generic, but I mean that I just love being a vampire for one night. So
Vampires are cool.
Yeah.
so what were we gonna say, Meliodas?
Oh, I said you guys gotta wait to see why I'm in this Halloween this year. Who I dress up as.
Did we get a hint?
A movie just came out for it.
That could literally be anything.
Right.
A horror movie just came out for it.
Halloween.
Yes.
Oh man.
It was between Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees.
Here's a good one. What do you guys think is the scariest horror movie villain? Just hands down, who do you think is the scariest?
Scariest horror for me, scariest, it has to be a mix between Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street and also the Hellraiser.
Oh,
from the
that's a good
Hellraiser
one.
Series.
That is a good one. For me, it's just straight up Freddy Krueger. I mean, he can enter your dreams and
Mhm.
literally kill you from your dream
Yeah.
without ever having to see you in the physical world.
Yeah,
If that's not scary, I don't know what is.
Right.
and then the aspect of you fighting your sleep and then you're going to sleep narcosis to where you just eventually fall asleep into a coma and then it's game over from there.
Right.
Yeah. KB, what do you think?
I think Freddy Krueger for me too. It's gotta be. Yeah. I haven't seen the other ones, so I can't really relate too much to like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers.
The
I'll
thing
tell
with
you another
Michael
one that's
is-
really scary is Chucky, because he
Mm.
has the soul of a serial killer
Mhm.
inside a doll's body.
And then he has voodoo magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how scary that is.
Yeah, Chucky never really frightened me.
He's just a cheater. He's more like sneaky.
I guess, yeah. I still think the dreams though would be far more frightening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is just scary because you think you're safe in your dreams, and yet it turns out you're not. I mean, that had to mess some people up when A Nightmare on Elm Street first came out.
Did you see who was it? The Johnny Depp kill in that one? When it was the pool.
Oh God, don't even remind me of that.
That was a bloody good one right there.
Oh man, don't even remind me. That's just nuts. That was a crazy kill. That was a crazy one.
What do you guys look forward to next in like your major your major game that you're playing right now? Like the major Halloween event.
Well, not really a game series, but from a company. I want to see what From Software is up to.
Yeah.
I want to see what they're really up to because they always come up with these crazy games. I mean, you look at Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Shadows Die Twice. I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Sekiro?
And then Elden Ring, huh?
Sekiro?
Thank you.
Sekiro? What?
Yeah, and like I just said, Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they up to next? And when you look at what they do, just how dark and creepy is it going to be? That is my question. I want to know what From Software is up to.
Hopefully Elden Ring 2. That's what I hope they're up to. For me, I want to see what the next Gears is.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Gears yet.
I want to see
which shocked me.
what the next Gears, what they do with that, how they take the story from there.
When did Gears 5 come out?
Gears 5 came out 2020, if not 2019.
Wow. It's been that long since
Yeah.
Xbox fans have had a Gears game. That just shouldn't happen. Or even heard about a Gears game.
Yeah, it's been that long.
What I'm most looking forward to.
Yes.
I'm honestly really interested in what's going to happen next in Monster Hunter and like the next free title updates.
That's fair. That is fair. Because with Monster Hunter, you could definitely do some like creepy Halloween themed type of stuff with it. So that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. Unless we have anything else to add.
No, not really. I think we covered the basics.
Well,
and then even after that.
Yeah. Well, as always, it's been your off hunting crew joint with
Diggs Gaming
and KB Hunting.
See ya.
Bye.